Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha. Let's begin with the main stories. Government free of monitoring or criticism of its works due to the lack of parliamentary committee. Constitutional appointments, among other important works, hindered. Over 50 positions of justices at the District, High and Supreme Courts vacant. Acting Chief Justice Deepak Raj Joshi's inactiveness influencing the judiciary. North Korea cancels today's high-level talks with South Korea because of anger over its joint military exercises with the U.S. And Marseille takes on Atletico Madrid at the grand finale of UEFA Europa League. Win significant for Marseille to secure a Champions League berth next season. Aircraft of Makalu Air, which had flown from Surkhet to Humla, has lost contact. Tribhuvan International Airport spokesman Premnath Thakur has informed that the aircraft included 2 pilots. A helicopter has been deployed in search of the missing aircraft. Let's now move on to the latest national political updates. It is the duty of the federal parliament to monitor the work of the government. The parliament is supposed to keep the government on its toes in case it makes any wrong decisions. Despite 3 months since the first federal parliament meeting was held, the government is at an advantage at the moment due to the absence of the mini parliament that is supposed to carry out the monitoring works. In the federal setup, the parliament is the highest body that makes the government accountable. Committees under the parliament assist in constructing laws, discussing issues concerned with the public, and making the government responsible. The committee also holds the right to monitor constitutional bodies. Likewise, ahead of the appointment of any ambassador or official of constitutional bodies, a hearing in the parliament is mandatory. However, all these works have not been carried out due to the absence of the parliamentary committees. The main reason behind the delay in the formation of the committees is due to the lack of parliament rules. In the absence of an approved working manual, the federal parliament has missed out on discussing important issues like government policies and programs and budget decisions. If this continues, the government will have the liberty to do away with any step that is against the good of the country and the public. The government also has an advantage at the moment due to the weak opposition party that has not checked and criticized the work of the government at the parliament. The positions of over 50 justices are vacant at the District, High and Supreme Courts. Other internal operations like transfers, promotions and appointments that are also at halt at the courts. In recent time, it has also been witnessed that the Supreme Court has given less priority to cases concerning public interest. It has already been 45 days since the result of the examination taken by the Judicial Council to appoint justices through open competition has been published. 16 applicants to be appointed at the position of justice who passed the examination on 28th of March are still waiting for their appointments. The training that they should undergo is also in uncertainty. There are 40 vacant seats at the district court. The remaining justices are also refrained from completing their term. Likewise, it has been a necessity to immediately appoint 12 justices at the High Court. The officials of the Judicial Council, meanwhile, have no answer to the delay. It is quite natural for the officials to not have any answer, as this directly concerns with the judicial leadership. The acting Chief Justice Deepak Raj Joshi has halted important works that has to be executed from the courts, Judicial Council and Judicial Service Commission. The Supreme Court has stopped entertaining cases related to corruption. Meanwhile, the officials and the justices of the High Court are still waiting for their postings. Acting Chief Justice Joshi has hinted towards not moving ahead with these proceedings until he is assured of the position of the Chief Justice. The Constitution has provisioned to not halt any judicial or administrative activity despite being appointed as an active Chief Justice. Elsewhere, the Prime Minister has already extended the process of the appointment of the Chief Justice by not calling a meeting of the Constitutional Council, saying the Parliamentary Hearing Committee had not been formed. Local level officials of Rupandehi have been found to be taking extra allowances of up to 50% in addition to their monthly salary, and this is not just the case of Rupandehi but elsewhere across the country as well. Prior to the local level elections, there was a provision of allowances for the local level officials in addition to their monthly salary, as they had to do the works of the local representatives as well. It has already been 1 year since the local representatives were elected and took office, but the allowances have not stopped. Officials have been found taking from 20 to 50% of extra allowance for working. They are being paid their monthly salary for merely attending office while they receive extra allowance for actually doing their work. This is not just wrong on an ethical level, it is also causing unnecessary burden to the national coffers. While this is not just the case of Rupandehi, but many local level offices elsewhere too, it comes as a good indication that the District Coordination Committee of Rupandehi has made an attempt to cut down the allowances. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Welcome back. The government has miserably failed to take any action against drinking water companies that have been found selling quality-less water. A few days ago, the Nepal Academy of Science and Technology, NAST, had publicized that most of the jar water found in the market contained harmful living organisms. However, the concerned authorities have not just failed to take action against such companies, but have also ignored further investigation in this regard. Out of the 50 brands of water that underwent testing, NAST found 92% of the brands were contaminated with harmful living organisms. It has been a week since NAST held investigation, which publicized that 92% water was detected with bacteria called coliform, which is found in human feces, while 74% water jars contained another harmful bacteria, E. coli. After NAST denied to make public the names of the brand selling contaminated water, saying it was not authorized to do so, our team went to the Department of Food Technology and Quality Control to get information in this regard. The department, which has the responsibility to check the quality and take actions against those affecting public's health, has not even asked for a report from NAST. The department, which has not even contacted NAST, however, has been ensuring further investigation in this respect. The carelessness in the part of the government and other concerned authorities in such a sensitive issue has been compelling the public at large to consume polluted water and risk their lives. Government bodies turning a blind eye in this issue has further encouraged the water companies of selling contaminated water. According to government criteria, for water to be drinkable, there shouldn't be any presence of such organisms in drinking water. However, the public is compelled to consume water which is highly polluted. In this context, we asked the locals of Kathmandu, Makwanpur, Kaski, Rupandehi and Kailali what should be done to stop the sales of polluted drinking water in jars and bottles. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Voice.
मिलेमा त व्यापारीहरुको नै सरकारको जुन मान्छेहरु हुन्छन् उनीहरुसँग मिलेमतको कारणले चाहिँ नभएको होला जस्तो लाग्छ।
पानी जस्तो महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरामा चाहिँ अब धेरै ख्याल गर्नुपर्ने हो। सबैलाई एकदम आवश्यक पर्ने बिहान बेलुका डेली युजको लागि पानी चाहिँ एकदम आवश्यक छ हामीलाई।
पानीको लागि त अनुगमन कमीको कारणले हो। अनुगमन गर्न जान्छन् त्यसलाई घुस दिन्छन् अनि उनले छोड्दिन्छन् फितलो भइरहेको छ। सबभन्दा मेन यही हो।
खानेपानीमा पहिला जस्तो राम्रो थियो अहिले त्यति राम्रो देखिएको छैन। त्यो कम्पनीवालाको लापरवाहीको कारण देख्छु।
बजारमा पानी उद्योग धेरै छन् त्यही भएर सरकारले नहेर्नु भएको होला।
खुला प्रतिस्पर्धा भयो जस सामान्य मान्छेले पनि यो पानी उद्योग सञ्चालन गर्ने त्यसको लागि जुन चाहिने मापदण्ड पूरा नगरी गर्दाखेरि यस्तो भएको।
कम्पनी धेरै भए तपाईको राम्रोसँग अनुगमन हुँदैन कारबाही हुने डर हुँदैन।
पानी भने त हामीले बिहान साँझ दिनभरि कति पिउनु पर्छ शरीरको लागि भनेपछि यसमा अनुगमन एकदम कडाइसित हुनु पर्यो र त्यस्तो त्यो भेटियो भने त्यहाँ कारबाही पनि हुनु पर्यो।
जुन कम्पनीले व्यवसाय गरेर लगानी गरेर उनीहरुले आफ्नो मापदण्ड अनुसारको पानी खुवाउनु पर्यो जनतालाई। यदि त्यो हुँदैन ती कम्पनीहरु चाहिँ कारबाही गरेर बन्द हुनु पर्यो।
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. Why is there a delay in forming the Federal Parliament Committee? Your options are A, lack of dialogue between ruling and opposition party, B, lack of initiative on behalf of the government, C, irresponsible opposition. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 8080 to share your opinion with us. It's now time for the international update. North Korea has cancelled today's high-level talks with South Korea because of anger over its joint military exercises with the U.S. The North official KCNA news agency said the exercises were a provocation and a rehearsal for an invasion. It also warned the U.S. over the fate of the historic summit between Kim Jong-un and U.S. President Donald Trump that is scheduled for the 12th of June in Singapore. In March, Trump stunned the world by accepting an invitation to meet Kim. The U.S. State Department said it was continuing to prepare for the Trump-Kim summit and that it was not aware of any changes in the North Korean position. In short, the scheduled talks with South Korea were a follow-up to a rare summit that was held on the 27th of April. They were agreed earlier this week and were set to take place at Panmunjom, a military compound in the demilitarized zone between the two countries that is often referred to as the Truce Town. Representatives had planned to discuss further details of the agreements they had made at the historic summit. This covers like ridding the peninsula of nuclear weapons and turning the armistice that ended the Korean War in 1953 into a peace treaty. We have more news coming up, but right now it's time for a short break. At a time when opportunities of employment in the internal labor market is not increasing, the demand of laborers in the foreign employment market has also decreased. According to government officials, the demand has decreased by about 20% in the last 4 years, and the number of laborers going to foreign countries for employment has also decreased. According to the Department of Foreign Employment, around 518,000 youths had left the country for foreign employment during the Nepalese fiscal year 2070-71. That number has decreased to 482,000 in the last fiscal year and is expected to decrease to 350,000 this fiscal year. The number of laborers heading to popular destinations like Qatar and Saudi Arabia has decreased due to internal disputes and economic recession. But entrepreneurs have blamed the provision of free visa, free ticket for the decrease in the number of laborers going abroad for employment. They have also blamed the government's poor marketing strategy in the destination countries for the decrease in number. And it's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Marseille will take on Atletico Madrid at the grand finale of Europe's second most high-profile football tournament, the UEFA Europa League. The match, which will be played at Stade de Lyon, which is scheduled for Thursday 12:30 a.m. kickoff. The clash between Atletico Madrid of Spain and Marseille of France is expected to be enthralling. Having crashed out from the group stages of the UEFA Champions League, Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid has seen off Arsenal on their way to the grand finale. Simeone has said that the title decider would be an exciting match. The Atletico Madrid manager will not be seen at the touchline tonight as he was banned due to his behavior in the second leg of the semi-final against Arsenal. The Spanish team captain Gabi has said that his team would aim to repeat the team effort it had shown against Arsenal. Atletico has already secured its Champions League berth for the next season and had previously won the Europa League in 2010 and 2012. The match is an opportunity for the club star Fernando Torres to win his first major title with the Madrid team. Antoine Griezmann can play a significant role for Atletico. Meanwhile, Marseille is playing at a European final for the first time since 2005. Team captain Dimitri Payet wants to make history by winning the title. Marseille had won the UEFA Champions League in 1993. The French club is aiming to win a major title in 25 years. Payet has said that for Marseille to win, the club would have to find ways to stop the French superstar Antoine Griezmann. Winning the Europa League will ensure Marseille a Champions League berth next season. Kolkata Knight Riders have inched closer to the playoffs of the Indian Premier League after defeating Rajasthan Royals by 6 wickets. In the match played at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata last night, Kolkata Knight Riders won the toss and invited Rajasthan Royals to bat first. Rajasthan were bowled out in 19 overs, posting a total of 142 runs. Jos Buttler and Rahul Tripathi gave Rajasthan a good start with a 63-run opening partnership, but Rajasthan failed to post an impressive total. Jos Buttler scored 39 runs off 22 balls, which included 5 fours and 2 sixes. Rahul Tripathi also smashed 27 runs off 15 balls, and Jaydev Unankant chipped in 26 runs off 18 balls. Kuldeep Yadav, who grabbed 4 wickets, was the pick of the bowlers for Kolkata. Chasing a target of 143 runs for victory, Kolkata reached the target, scoring 145 runs in 18 overs by losing 4 wickets. Chris Lynn scored 45 runs off 42 balls, while skipper Dinesh Karthik also contributed 41 valuable runs off 31 balls in Kolkata's win. Ben Stokes, who claimed 3 wickets, was the top wicket taker for Rajasthan. After last night's win, Kolkata Knight Riders are in the 3rd position of the league table with 14 points from 7 wins and 6 losses, while Rajasthan Royals are in the 4th spot with 12 points from 6 wins and 7 losses. Sunrisers Hyderabad still lead the league table with 18 points from 12 matches, while Chennai Super Kings are 2nd with 16 points from 12 matches. Tonight's Indian Premier League match features a clash between Mumbai Indians and Kings 11 Punjab. And before we wrap up, here's a look at the main stories once again. Government free of monitoring or criticism of its works due to the lack of parliamentary committee. Constitutional appointments, among other important works, hindered. Over 50 positions of justices at the District, High and Supreme Courts vacant. Acting Chief Justice Deepak Raj Joshi's inactiveness influencing the judiciary. North Korea cancels today's high-level talks with South Korea because of anger over its joint military exercises with the U.S. And Marseille takes on Atletico Madrid at the grand finale of UEFA Europa League. Win significant for Marseille to secure a Champions League berth next season. And those were the main stories. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.